RTJ, and today I'm giving my first impression on the anime Parasite. So in Parasite, the earth is actually being kind of infiltrated by these parasite things that will bury into your ear and take over your brain, thus kicking out whoever the body belongs to and assuming and taking over this body. Now once they do take over these human bodies, they have to survive, and they do that by consuming other human bodies. So basically they're out to kill humans, but in their eyes, it's just to eat. So the main character of Parasite is a 17-year-old boy named Shinichi Izumi. Now the special case with Shinichi is that when a parasite tried to infiltrate his body through his ear one night when he was sleeping, he was actually wearing headphones, which prevented the parasite from taking over his brain. So finally the parasite buries itself in Shinichi's right hand, and this leads to it having full control over Shinichi's right hand, but no other part of his body. So basically Shinichi's still Shinichi, but like every now and then his hand will go crazy because it's controlled by the parasite. Now as the parasite starts to develop and mature, basically it and Shinichi have to coexist in Shinichi's body. Now there are a lot of like themes and cool stuff going on in this show, which is one of the reasons why I really like it. Now in the beginning, the parasite, which takes over Shinichi's right arms, which Shinichi calls Migi, basically tells Shinichi that like it only has control over his right hand because he couldn't infiltrate his brain and have already matured. He can't just take over Shinichi's brain. So in that regard, Shinichi's safe. But slowly throughout the anime though, as like the parasite and Shinichi are together longer, certain things about Shinichi start to change. So he's kind of worried if he's able to maintain his humanity. Because the things about the parasite is that they're basically just looking out for number one, themselves. Like for example, I think this is really funny. The parasite will go out of its way to save Shinichi, and then Shinichi will be like, oh my god, you saved me. But then the parasite will be like, don't get it twisted. I didn't save you. I saved you because I need you to live for me to live. So technically I saved myself. And why I find that so funny is because it's kind of like a tsundere relationship where like Shinichi will be like, oh my god, you saved me. But then Migi will be like, baka, it's not like I like you or anything. I was saving myself. Will actually be like 100% serious. And so far from what I watched, they've kind of been keeping it like 100 with that personality trait of the parasite. Like there's never been a time in the 7 episodes I've watched where the parasite showed any kind of like human feeling. Like he never was like, oh, I actually need Shinichi because, you know, I like him, or like, you know, I've felt this bonding attachment to him. No, it's always, I need you to be alive because I want to live. Another thing I really like about the parasite is that even though it's at times super trifling, by the way, I'm just gonna give you guys a warning right now, there are some disturbing images in this anime, so if you don't have a strong stomach, I would proceed with caution, because there are even times where I had to be like, okay, I'm watching, yeah, this is good. Even though Migi can like form into these really disturbing things, Migi has like this really cute, adorable baby voice that like just makes me want to like, I don't know, like squeal. Like it's so weird because it'll like turn into like saber claw hands, and they'll be like blood and guts twisted, and then he'll say something so adorable. And then there's the fact that because Migi is like not an earth being, Migi learns as the show goes on. So in the beginning, he doesn't really know how to communicate well, so like his speech is kind of primitive, and then as it goes on, like as he reads books and stuff like that, his like speech improves, but he still doesn't like function very much like a human, so he'll ask really like inappropriate things. So there's also like a comedy element to it. It tends to be with horror animes, like it's always ominous, but this kind of is like a horror comedy anime, if you can say that, because like there's parts where it's meant to be funny, and it's very funny and very lighthearted, but then at the same time it can switch right back to being that scary, horrible, disturbing anime. Now another really cool idea that they brought up in the show was the fact that these parasites, you know, take over human bodies and then start consuming other humans in like a cannibal-like nature. And of course, Shinichi being human, he doesn't want this to continue to happen, so he's trying to like stop, you know, the parasite invasion. But like Migi, once again, the only thing on Migi's mind is trying to survive. So like they kind of have different goals here. So I'm really interested to see how that will like kind of strain their relationship and coexistence with each other. Because even though there's times that they disagree and like Migi has threatened Shinichi, at the end of the day he won't let Shinichi die because he needs Shinichi to live. And it was also really cool how when Shinichi brought up how like it was sick that the Parasites are doing this and like, you know, killing these humans, it was kind of related to the fact that humans kill things like cows and pigs for meat to survive. So how is that any different? And like there's just this whole overall theme of what makes somebody human and the different unique traits that humans have as opposed to other animals. And it just like really makes you sit down and think when you're not like hiding between your fingers because somebody's getting killed. So I definitely am going to continue watching this anime, and I think anyone who is really into like the psychological and kind of horror genre should really check it out. Well, that's my opinion on Parasite, but for anyone else who saw it or read the manga, how do you feel about it? Let's get the discussion started in the comment section. See you guys next time. Bye.